Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Cave Convos. This is episode 5. I am one of your co-hosts, Bear.
And I'm Fred.
And Jeff Grizzly.
We are joined today by a special guest.
The specialist.
How goes there?
The first guest.
People have referred to me as special in the past.
Yes.
But they've also referred to you as Bryce. Is this true?
They may have.
Bryce Bear. Bryce the Bear.
Bryce
Is
the Bear.
he is actually
Bryce.
a bear. I didn't even...
Bryce Williams.
Goes to the same school. He is a qualified bear.
B. Will. Sometimes they even ask me what I'm doing in their house.
Really? Yeah, dude.
Is that something you want to be asked?
That's a habit I would recommend.
You try to get away from.
Hey, man.
Yeah, people ask you, why are you in my house?
I have fun with it, you know.
There was a time.
They don't need to know.
A time when a man was happy to shake his neighbor's hand, and we're just not so friendly anymore.
You know, I found
Locking back doors. It's ridiculous. It
that...
must make your job much harder, huh, Bryce?
What?
Sneaking into people's houses.
Robert.
What the... Oh, yeah.
And everyone has
Technology, locks, all this.
The rings. Yeah, that's what gets you.
That's
Yeah.
true. Everywhere has a camera now. You can't do anything like cool
Dude,
anymore.
yeah. Think about all the shit they used to be able to get away with back in the olden
Right.
days.
Ding dong ditching.
You could just like kill someone and no one knew.
I wonder how many people have their packages.
Is that what
stolen.
you want to be able to kill people?
No, I'm just saying, like,
Hold on.
Right.
You think rings have stopped people from killing people?
Yes.
what, like a Ring camera,
Why?
Nah, just I think
'Cause it's
technology in general.
Because if I'm like,
street
if
corners.
I'm looking at a dude's house, and I'm like, now's a good night to kill somebody, and he's got that shitty little Ring camera on his doorbell, I'm gonna maybe look at the next house.
That's
A
true.
majority of murders have a motive. So
Murder.
they would want this person dead. They wouldn't care if they had
Fuck
a
that
ring.
ring.
Nah, dude. I mean, there's this one guy who just killed a dude because he felt like... plenty of people just kill dudes because they feel like...
Wow.
You
That
know,
is true.
you
I
know,
watched a whole interview with a guy, and he was like, I just wanted to find someone I thought nobody would give a fuck about and kill him.
serial
wild.
killers find a sense of pleasure in killing.
But serial
yeah.
killers are a very select group of murderers.
And those are the people.
Those are just the most.
Those are
famous
gonna kill.
ones.
They ain't gonna kill no matter what. The ring doorbell ain't gonna stop them.
Yeah, they just go through the back. No, my dad's got, like, cameras all over the house now, like, on each door. It's like...
And do you think those are gonna protect you from? Wait, you say you're calling your dad paranoid?
No, I'm just saying.
Dude, I have
real-
like 7 fucking Ring cameras in front of my house. It's
I'm not just
ridiculous.
saying this, but
Wait,
I don't
hold
have
on.
any. I don't have a ring camera. I don't have any camera.
Hold on.
You're getting robbed.
Yeah, I know.
You're
Right.
getting
What
robbed.
would your address happen to be again?
Bryce,
I'm not disclosing that.
what happened to your motor vehicle that could have possibly caused you to have 7 ring
Oh
cameras?
my god, here we go. Okay, so me as a trusting person, you know,
Trusting person.
I leave
That's
my
the
car
ball.
unlocked often.
Mhm.
And to my dismay, I found that coming on 2 times now that my car has been broken into on the side of my street. And
On your street.
yeah, like it was like in front of my house and someone like snuck into it, stole some stuff and just made about their day.
How much money we robbed? Not much.
No, I didn't have any money in there. It was just like snacks
Whole
and a
thing
backpack and someone who needed it, I presume.
Yes, but so you're concerned about there being too many rings. Why the fuck are there so many crimes? Is where people feel it necessary to record the outside of their houses.
People are desperate.
I mean, more packages being delivered to house, like doorsteps.
That's at an all-time
I was going to say,
high.
Porch
wonder
pirates.
Yeah.
how many packages have been stolen before the ring cameras were brought about? You know,
I want to give a quick shout out to Frederick Cacciaputi. He just gave me the pink Starburst.
Wow.
Nobody ever gives up the pink
Oh,
Starburst.
go ahead.
No,
man.
Generous
reds
guy.
are better in my
I'm more of a yellow guy, and that's why I'm keeping them.
Yellow is my least favorite.
I think they're all pretty much the same.
But yeah, but now that
Do
people
you
are
like
just
it?
now that people are not leaving their homes, it's also like they're making them
I squeezed
more
it.
into
I
these
squeezed it.
fortunes.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like a starburst.
What were you saying? Sorry. It's a star. It's starting
It,
to
does,
become
it
more
looks
of a
more
star.
like a star. Yeah.
People aren't leaving their houses as much.
Yeah, they're not.
More people are
It's
working
scary
from
to leave
home,
your house.
getting food
Yeah.
delivered to them. It's scary to leave your house, and then you
People
turn.
be shooting each other these days.
Yeah, that's why you be turning your house and you're like a fucking fortress, putting all your cameras around it.
I don't enjoy going out to eat and like sitting down in the restaurants. I much prefer just getting takeout or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but the thing is, when you get takeout, the food quality ain't good.
I get it from Greyhound Tavern in
Love
Bridgewater.
that damn place.
They treat me right. They gave me a free hamburger once.
Why?
Just because I went there so often. So thank you Greyhound Tavern. I hope everyone goes there.
It's not sponsored.
Bryce, what are your opinions though on the whole restaurant thing that I said? Because I know you're rather extroverted nowadays.
Yeah, I disagree. I enjoy a good time at a restaurant, especially if it were to be the occasion that I go to a restaurant, it would typically be with someone that I would like to indulge in that environment with. So
I have to admit.
Yeah, it's good with company.
The
Yeah.
company you're with doesn't impact a lot. It's the same thing with like going to the mall.
You
Like,
guys ever
going to
go
the mall alone is kind of booty.
yeah, not really any purpose.
I went to a
in it.
restaurant alone because I heard that like it's just not something people do, and it was actually kind of nice.
You know,
It's an experience. Yeah.
I went in, I got my own food, and no sharing appetizers.
Yeah.
No, hold on, I'm not ready yet. It's just straight to business.
You just
There-
got to enjoy eating.
There's an experience that I want to share with you, and
What's-
I was talking a little bit about Darian about this, and it comes from me feeling like I don't do things for fun, but just by myself. Like I feel like I need to do it with people. So to combat this, I went to a concert by myself, just to rebel against that
Oh,
notion.
nice.
Who was the artist?
Daniel Caesar.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Have you ever heard the Chanel street light or streetcar, whatever? it was
Streetcar,
called?
yeah.
That fade,
Yeah.
you
He did it live, and he like did it in the background and was like playing the piano.
So good, though. Talented dude.
Darian has something to say about that.
All right. It's all right. What I said wasn't entirely true. It's not that I don't like Daniel Caesar. It's that
You just don't fuck with him.
that particular lyric in which he introduced to the world the fact that
Share. I think you have to share it with the
What's the
audience.
So what's the
Lyric.
lyric?
so the lyric is something along the lines of
Okay.
if you don't judge a lion for going after its prey,
For catching its prey.
how the hell are you going to judge me or something?
Who am I to blame?
Who am I to
He
blame?
for getting his
And he-
bag.
And
So,
that's well, it's regarding him chasing females, actually, right? Temptation is something talked about a lot in the Bible. So the idea that you would perpetuate this feeling of wanting to satiate your temperance as opposed to, being much more godly, being virtuous. I didn't quite enjoy that little bit. But I mean,
Cut deep into the lyrics.
but I mean that's with me having said that, I feel like I'm like a 90-year-old man,
Yeah.
and it's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
What if it's a criticism of that sort of judgment, though, like that stereotype?
Which one?
Like the sort of idea that like rappers are gonna be taking
I
advantage
see.
of people pursuing the bag no matter what. What if he was painting himself like a villain? Maybe he sees the villainy in his
You know, I viewed
primal pursuit.
the verse more as the inner dialogue within one's head, kind of discussing that topic. Because it's almost like in your head, you instinctually are like, or for me at least, I'm like, damn, that girl's bad.
Right.
But like, you gotta like act like a normal fucking human being.
That's true.
And it's like, just because you have those thoughts doesn't inherently make you a bad person, but
Mhm.
to act upon those thoughts would.
That would make him the lion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that the thought itself is making him the lion. It's that the thought process in which you would be acting upon would make you the lion.
But if someone is, say, an addict, you would not, shove the scent of whatever drug they were consuming in their face and say, don't take drugs anymore. That's ridiculous.
Well,
And
what
it
if-
works the same way with the temptation. If you're constantly thinking about it, then it becomes that much harder for you to prevent yourself from going to the steps of, all right, maybe I'll do it. Okay, I'm doing it. Don't allow yourself to experience such dreary thoughts, and then you won't be doing such dreary things.
So you think that he is evil?
All right,
He's
that's
cultivated.
it's not that so much as it is.
I feel like
As an artist in particular, you should put a lot of effort into what you're perpetuating because it's exemplified.
Nice.
A lot of people see these individuals, they idolize them.
But
So
should he not be free to express like a real darkness in him?
there's a great quote by this wonderful woman, don't remember her name, and I don't even really remember the quote, but it's something along the lines of, when shit goes wrong in society, artists have to go to work.
Right.
Going to work does not mean simply spewing whatever thoughts or emotions you've had. It means making sure that these experiences that you've gone through, these stories that have meaning, are able to be sort of unraveled.
Have like a sort of lasting effect.
Art should be not necessarily like an example of how to live, but in a lot of instances, it explains to us why we aren't doing things. Like, why don't you want to sell drugs? Because you don't want to die like Walter White. You don't want to have your wife hate you.
Well, when he says that thing, I don't know, with the lion, like justifying himself, this may just be me, maybe I am like fucking crazy, but I feel often when I do something like bad to somebody else, I will try to justify it almost immediately.
Yeah.
So the little like reptile in my brain will immediately try to like be like,
That was a good
in my
one.
defense,
No, what that?
in my defense, why shouldn't I hunt that rabbit?
Well, it's because,
But it's up to us to look past that.
yeah,
Like he said, like Bryce said.
but I wish that he had expressed an alternative to the thought as opposed to just simply saying, yeah, that bad thing you guys are doing?
Mm.
I'm doing it too.
Yeah.
I think that there's more context of just
But he's
what
not
the
doing
thought
it.
is. I think there's more
Yeah.
context that you have to look at it more broadly.
Well,
So you
that's
say so you say that who am I to blame? Who am I to blame? But you're taking one aspect of it, but not taking it in what entirely he's trying to say. In that, yes, I think this bad thing, but this is the process in which I think to get to a conclusion that is not inherently bad.
Mm-hmm.
And to say to have a criticism of him for saying the bad thing at all is kind of ridiculous because that's not what he's saying. He's just saying that it exists.
It might be worse yet to pretend it doesn't.
I don't want him to pretend that it doesn't. But, I mean, like, it's no secret that males are more inclined to cheat on their spouses, for instance.
But
Like,
I don't even
these-
know the lyrics.
These are very transformed. Like, it's not like he's discovering something new. He's just bogging down. That's the perfect way to describe how I feel about it. He's just bogging down on something bad.
I don't even agree with that.
If a leopard never changes its spots, how can I change what I've got? Transform. We don't punish the tiger for catching its prey. Who am I to want? Who am I to blame? It's in my nature. Transform. 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 That is complicated. And I don't know why I fight it. The least I can do is try, but ego's in the way. I know that you feel mad today, but that anger will fade away, and you'll wish he was here.
See, he talks
I
about
don't
how he's fighting it. He has that thought in his brain, but
Yeah,
he
but
knows that
He
it's
almost
wrong.
has what I said, where he's like doing the wrong thing, and then he immediately realizes it was wrong.
Yeah, but he still does the wrong thing.
We
He-
all do wrong things.
I understand, but you should never make the same mistake twice. If you recognize that you've done something that you don't agree with, are you leaving? Okay. If you realize that you have done something bad, it is your obligation to want to improve yourself, your own life,
That's
and
why
to
I
want to prevent yourself from doing that.
transform.
But then he goes on to
Get
say,
the light in.
it's incredible. Just a moment. Continue.
Well, I guess, I don't know, it seems like he goes from that sort of, like a childish sort of, everyone else is doing it, why can't I? If everyone else treats their bitch like shit, why can't I? But then he does it, and he has this sort of realization that now that the anger has faded, he regrets everything he said.
Okay.
That's
Bryce,
just my interpretation.
These are my parting words. I must go, but remember,
Daniel
Live-
Caesar is a great artist.
live life curiously. Ask a lot of questions. Be passionate about the world.
Right on, man.
That's what I leave you on.
That's a good quote.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Williams.
Thanks for having me.
So
Have a good
long.
time.
You're out, man.
All right, we're gonna stray away from the song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Um,
we've exhausted that.
wow, we're going for 14 minutes about that.
That was 14 minutes.
Now,
Here we are again with the original Cave Convos, or not the original, but Cave Convos main crew.
The main three, the big
yes,
three.
back to the originals. Well,
Okay, well,
back to the official originals.
this is good.
Yeah, technically these are the original. I mean,
This is version 1.
this is because these are the only posted episodes of Cave
Yeah.
Convos.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have we explained what the story of Cave Convos was?
I think we did.
I don't know.
I think we did in
Talk about
episode 1 or
Luke.
so.
Haircut Luke.
We definitely talked about Luke.
Haircut Dragon Luke.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
So you guys should be aware by now.
Aware.
I mean, you guys. I don't know how many of you watch all the podcasts all the way through, so maybe you
Yeah.
haven't heard it at all. But regardless, yeah.
If you're
Haircut
watching
Dragon
at this
Luke.
point in the video, type in the comment section pineapples on some
Yeah.
random.
Let's
Let's
get
see.
some.
Let's see if anyone's viewing and anyone
If
cares to
anyone
interact
comments
with us.
pineapple, I'll give you $1.
I'm seeing that we're getting tens of views.
Yeah, 10.
27 views to be exact, and then 50 on the first one.
Yeah, the first
But
one
there's
was
no
the best.
interaction. I mean,
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. If you guys truly do enjoy listening to the podcast, then leave a comment, leave a like,
I know, come on,
something,
yeah,
show
give us
some
a
love.
like. That would be greatly
Yeah, dude.
appreciated.
Please and thank you. But I mean, regardless, I thank you for joining us. We're not ending the show. It's,
Yeah.
it's just thank you.
We're just
Um,
kind of we're having a cold restart within
Oh.
the episode, I guess. Not
Yeah,
really a
but
restart.
Now
but
Bryce is out.
now
it's,
that Bryce is out, we kind of reined back.
Insightful dude.
is it time to talk about what you said before? It was like deception or something.
Yeah, your friend lied
Which one?
about the quiz, about how easy it was.
Oh yeah, remember that? They didn't
And
even
then-
take
yeah,
it. I
they
took
didn't
it
even
for
take
them.
it, but-
You're
Yeah.
taking it. You what's it called?
Yeah, we
You're
all-
out of them.
They lied, and not only that, but this is someone who I've been spending a lot of time with since this semester started.
Right.
And so we had built up a level of trust, I would think, and yet, here we are.
She lied right to you.
Lied right to me.
I did the quiz for her, and
Um,
even then, I used photo math on it.
Which is deception of its own right.
And this was radical. It's really not. The mathematics is, I don't think I don't think cheating was warranted.
You're saying it's easy.
Considering how I went to high school with you, this is something you should have been well aware of.
I like me a good radical. I hate when they're in the denominator. Like all radicals should be
It wasn't
in the
fractions that I'm
denominator.
aware of. There was no fraction. It was literally just
I think there might
like
have been. I don't remember.
What the hell do you even use a radical for?
Yeah, it is kind of bizarre actually. I mean, it's in equations, but
How did we come to this?
because we've been thinking with numbers for so long that we've actually invented letters to describe numbers we do not know. Like you have to think about how much thought we put into it.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of math.
We're doing almost too much.
Ever since
You
we
know?
like
If you think
realized,
about computers nowadays, almost too much.
what do you think would have been like what inspired math?
Originally, it was. I actually know the answer to this because world history is in the 1500s.
I think, can I give my guess?
Okay,
Because I think it was as soon as we tried to kill each other with rocks from afar.
from
I think
afar.
that's when math.
You're getting kind of close, actually.
Yeah.
Because around that point, that would have been when we were using agricultural advancements,
Mhm.
and that's why we were counting. It's because pharaohs in Egypt wanted to make sure that they had a supply for
Ah.
when they no longer were able to produce,
Mm.
and that you needed to record it. You
I
needed to make sure you had
assumed
enough for
war.
all your citizens and such.
I like that a lot better because I assumed war. I assumed ill of my fellow man.
Luckily, we were trying to grow. We were not trying to destroy.
Now it's good.
We now use it for destruction. The
Yeah.
atom bomb, for instance.
Planes that just
Oh,
don't have
stealth
people in them.
bombers. Oh man,
Planes that don't have people in them.
drones.
That's
Goodness.
cheating.
It is cheating.
That's not fair.
I mean, they're playing video games and they're killing people.
And they're killing
It's
people who
incredible.
don't also have.
Incredible in all the worst ways.
They're killing people who don't have a controller.
Oh,
They don't even get to play that
They're
game.
they're playing the game of life, and there's someone who's like literally just using
Playing
a
the game of
controller
God.
just
to.
dropping bombs on them.
I
In
mean,
fact, you played
wow.
a god at that point.
Yeah.
I know.
But like, this is a hellacious god. This is Lucifer.
The government.
This is no god of mine.
No, this is the government, dude. That's a god of its own right. A god of men, at least. Tragic.
Yes.
This was not how
Nietzsche.
it was meant to be.
You're aware of Nietzsche.
Not really.
One of his famous quotes is, "God is dead and we have killed him."
Yeah. Yeah.
Hip hip hooray!
Yeah, I guess you're right. But yeah, we kind
This
of.
would be a good thing.
No, he
God
was
is
actually.
He had a mental breakdown and turned into a vegetable over that.
He has a lot of great literature, and
When was this guy around?
100 years ago.
yeah, he was a Western philosopher,
Yeah.
Friedrich Nietzsche.
The more comfortable we get, the weirder our thoughts become.
Well, maybe it's a matter of maybe you can just have a bad direction, like because there are a lot of scientists who like Albert Einstein was rather rather childish, even in his old age. You know, he said that he loved imagination over intelligence, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it, and
He's a guy with no internet.
I think it's like the old parable of the drugs. There's no such thing as a bad drug. There's only bad dosages.
Yeah.
And bad
I guess that's
Is that true,
self-prescriptions. Yeah, I mean, like you can consume any drug, and so long as you do not abuse the drug, it's not fatal.
And
It
even a
won't
really
ruin you.
bad drug is just probably made from an actual like medical drug. Like crocodile is just heroin, which is just like fentanyl, and they use fentanyl in hospitals if you break your spine.
Yeah, of course, if you are getting something that's lace, that's a whole different story. But the assumption is that it's pure.
And yeah, I broke 4 bones once because I'm a dumbass. And
You took fentanyl?
let me tell you, aware bears at home, heroin is great.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. This is
I was on crazy morphine. I don't remember a thing.
the first advertisement for heroin.
Yep, aware bears at home, get on this.
Break your bones, get to the hospital, and get your dosages.
Yeah, see,
You only live once.
This is not being aware of what we're putting out.
I don't agree. We do, here at Cave
Obviously,
Convos,
we're
here
kidding.
at CTC Entertainment, we do not agree with that message.
It was terrible. I had to pee in a cup.
You did.
Yeah.
CTC Entertainment. It's
Yes.
still called that?
Yeah. I can't change the copyrights
We don't have copyrights.
as far as you're concerned. But
Orange.
CTC.
oranges and syringes. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, heroin is whatever. Heroin, he consumed it. He's still
Yeah,
now he's in
Jeff
the
is the
Starburst.
closest thing to a
Big
drug
ass
addict that we know.
there are some students that used to attend Bridgewater Rainham who are
Current drug addicts?
yes.
Ooh.
I will not give names out of respect to
On
them.
that, will you tell me who they are after this?
Peradventure.
He used to be initials at the least.
It would feel wrong of me to do that. You know, because
It's after the fucking thing. Come on, man. What's gonna happen after?
we'll discuss this another time, Mr. Gatsby.
That's crazy though. To think
Do you
about it.
remember
I
like
used your
way
last
back-
name instead of
He already did.
Reg.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, whatever.
Bleep it
I don't
out.
think we. I think we're
I'm
past that. Are we? Aren't we
Dude.
past that?
Yeah, we are.
You said Darren Cardozo
I've
a
said
million
I'm
times.
Darren Cardozo. I'm an honest man. I said that for like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm done.
I think Jeff's last name is the only one that's never come out.
Right, that's good.
I don't even know your last name. As
Yeah,
far as I'm
well,
concerned,
As
it's
far as
Grizzly.
you're concerned, it's Grizzly. You
It's
really thought it
Grizzly.
was Grizzly.
I like that. I'm Grizzly.
I know your last
I really need to shave. I'm,
You are a
uh,
busy man.
I'm getting good. I'm getting.
Are you
little-
keeping a beard?
This just happens.
Ah,
I take life as it comes to me.
yeah. I
Sometimes
know
it's a
exactly what you
beard.
mean. Sometimes, I mean,
You got a pretty good coverage on yours.
Oh shit, bro! I just looked up and I just realized Darren got a full ass beard.
Yeah.
yeah, I've been growing it for months, and I'm not shaving it until springtime, March
Okay,
16th.
You're gonna be
Donate all
you're gonna
of
be Jesus.
Hey,
You're gonna
huh?
be Jesus, bro.
Do you think I look like Jesus?
No, you're gonna be.
You would if
have a long.
you grew
beard.
out like the hair. You
I
kinda-
wish I could, but
You'd
it's
have like
an
an
afro
honest
for me.
face.
Nah,
An
you
honest
if
face.
you
You're
have a
honest
long
face.
beard, you're gonna be.
I
literally
appreciate that.
not
I try to
good.
be honest.
Honestly, yeah, you do look like Jesus.
Okay.
You could follow Jesus if you got those locks on. Because you remember everybody,
That'd be a good Halloween costume.
Jesus was black. Don't you forget it.
Well, peradventure, he was sort of tan. You know?
So he was like,
Well,
yo,
according to the hallway of African American excellence, Latinos also count. So
really?
black goes from anywhere to like
yeah, the
part of
excellence.
Africa to I've been out in the sun all too long.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
there was
does
no
that
shit of
include
white
indigenous
guys now.
Yeah,
peoples
there's
too?
there's like 2 white guys in that gallery of African American
Two
excellence.
white guys.
Just because their
I would
last
say they're
names are
white.
like Gonsalves.
Wow, that is surreal to me. But
Off pure looks,
it sounds exactly like something a radically inclusive group would do. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, to all the Hispanics out there, I'm sorry I didn't wish you a happy Black History Month. Next time around, I'll be issuing
Black
that.
History Month to all the African Americans.
Oh yeah. Shut
Nope,
up.
the Black Americans. Some are Haitian, and that's not in Africa. What about the Caribbeans, the Jamaicans? You know?
Haiti's not an
I'm
Africa.
sorry, I didn't know.
No.
Oops.
I just thought that's what it was. Isn't it like national? Wait. Is
I remember they had it in the
Black,
report.
oh, it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
I know it was African American History Month.
Well, like there did used to be a thing where like instead of saying black, you would say African American. But then all the people who weren't African were like that. Like who
Yeah,
were we
what
talking
was
to?
that, bro?
Mm.
especially in Brockton, for instance, where there's a large populace of Haitians. Like that'd be offensive to them, actually.
Or Cape Verdeans.
I am actually Cape Verdean.
Jesus was Cape Verdean, everyone.
Unlikely, but maybe.
We like to believe.
I would love to have Jesus in Cape Verde. I would love for him to have been from Cape Verde, but
Yeah.
I cannot
You know who else is from
cooperate.
Cape Verde that I love?
Huh?
Raphael.
Rafael Miranda, yes. What you know about fashion, man? He's also an artist, fellow YouTube artist. He has
Really?
Yeah, he has some. He used to do pranks, and he broke
Used to.
a wine glass for some reason. But so yeah, if you'd like to check out his channel, perhaps I'll leave it in the link. Unlikely, but maybe.
Unlikely. Unlikely gonna be down there. But
Search up
okay.
RAPHAELMIRANDA on YouTube, and perhaps you will find exactly what we're talking about.
If you're lucky, you'll find the video of him in the Baywatch video.
Oh my goodness, he had an incredible, one of the greatest videos of all time. He did the Baywatch challenge, and he had a Nerf gun, and he did a little roll. He did a little front roll, and then he got back up, and it was incredible. It was incredible. You need to see it.
You do need to see that.
You need to see it. I hope that becomes available somehow, some way. I would put that in the link if I got that. And I was also, of course, had the consent of Mr. Rafael Miranda.
I mean,
Compañero
wait. What do you
Caballeriano.
mean you had the consent of Raphael Miranda? You posted that shit online.
Yes, but he deleted it because
he deleted it.
It's
I didn't know that.
It's kind of embarrassing. It was a younger him. Maybe it's not actions he agrees with anymore.
I didn't know he deleted it. I didn't know.
I mean, you deleted it in high school. Maybe he brought it back.
Even though when you delete something from the internet, it's never really deleted.
You know who's not coming back? Verbalace.
What is that?
Verbalace? Have you ever seen the Thanos beatbox?
No.
Let me show you.
I have something else that's not coming back.
Verbalace. So is that like an AI?
No, it's a man, and he's a beatboxer. And
Okay.
To his credit, because I love giving credit, he's an unbelievably talented dude. He can do Thanos and Darkseid, but he can do like Sonic and Vegeta.
A
and
voice
kind
actor
of
as well.
He's a voice actor, and he does the beatboxing in the voice of the character. And then he hires an animator to animate it. And the thing
Wow.
with the channel is, it's a labor of love, because he's like barely making them.
Yeah.
He's barely making enough to make more.
Just like Baldur's Gate.
And then he drops $50,000 on self-insert softcore pornography animated. Yeah,
That guy's never coming back.
$50,000.
That's a left turn. That is a
Speaking
harsh
of-
left turn.
Shit went left.
Speaking of nothing that's never coming back, and you mentioned Baldur's Gate,
Baldur's Gate!
the Druids and her
They're never
playthrough are
coming
never
back.
coming back.
Ah,
Dude.
yeah. So please.
Baldur's
And,
Gate talk.
what,
Because it tells like a story. It tells like a fate.
Our story. It tells our fucking story.
I would like to hear your story.
All right, should I tell it? Should you tell it?
Well, let's start.
All right. Well, so the story begins, and we're on a weird alien ship.
Okay.
I'm an alien-looking dude who kind of looks like Emperor Palpatine with ears, and he is Link from The Legend of Zelda.
I made my guy win.
And we pop out of the pods, and Link has 8 intelligence, which
Yeah.
becomes relevant later because the ship crashes, and we've all got these worms in our head. So the mission of the game is to get the worms out of your head.
Okay.
But first, we stop by a grove full of these devil guys, and devil guys are not actually bad; they're half human. They're just unfortunate. Whatever. But they're like, these guys, these hippies that actually own this place.
They're Druids, right?
Druids. I call
So,
them,
hey,
but they're
let
hippies.
me come into the story. So these
Druid hippies.
these Druids, or these, the tieflings, are those the tieflings or
The druids are the green guys.
what are the other ones called?
Tieflings.
Yeah, the tieflings. So the tieflings,
Yeah.
the devil ones that he was talking about, is, those people, they were telling us, like, oh, the Druids are being, like, they were pretty much saying, like, the Druids are being racist towards them.
You like your water,
So-
huh?
Yeah, bro needs his
Sorry,
water.
dude, I got to double
But, okay,
up.
so yeah, so the Druids were apparently being racist to the tieflings. So I was already like, damn, fuck these Druids. Like, I didn't really know the story that well. Like, apparently the Druids are, like, the good guys. But the Druids were, like,
They're the nature guys.
That's why you're calling them hippies. Okay.
Yeah, they like
All right.
nature. Nature's
But
typically good.
they were kind of being racist, apparently.
Mm,
That's what we were told.
Here's
Like,
what happened.
They were told they were being, like,
Actually,
the
tell you a version.
they were being told the tiefling. I was being told the tieflings were kind of getting, like, just, like, they were kind of not being treated correctly in the camp. And, because they were kind of trying to join forces to fight, like, the goblins, right? The goblins were going to attack them, which we
Wow.
later on did. So I was already
Hostile place, though.
I was already not liking these Druids, and the Druids were giving me some back talk. And
Call back. Link has 8 intelligence.
yeah, I made that shit. But
Is 8 good?
No.
no, it's out of 20.
8 out of 20.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
failing.
Yeah, that is failing. But
He gets disadvantage on intelligence.
Wow.
Yeah.
so some bitch said to me, was like being mean to me or whatever. She like said,
You were retarded.
nah, she was just saying that I couldn't pass. And then like someone else was like, nah, actually these are the people that can. Like the person wants to talk to them. So after I like got out of the dialogue, I just shoved her.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, I was in combat with these people, which cause, like, they were gonna take me to jail, and I was like, I tried to talk my way out of it. I didn't have good,
Speech.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, charisma or whatever. So we just got into a brawl, and then at this point, all the tieflings and the druids, they were also like because of the shit that I did.
So they
they
ended up joining forces just
Yeah.
to attack you.
No,
The
the
tieflings
tieflings.
joined us. 'cause-
Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
tieflings joined us. So we ended up wiping out all the druids in that base.
Yeah. Because what happened was, well, from my perspective, 18 intelligence. There was racial tension between the tieflings and the druids because the tieflings, they don't have a place of their own except for hell, which is hell, and they don't want to be there.
Right.
So they go to this druid grove just looking for like shelter, and these druid guys are already just at their wits' end. They're like, we don't want to deal with these guys. We're trying to do a sacred ritual, and these guys have a history of being sneaky. We are
Okay.
racist. And they're like, well, the druids have a history of being stuck up or whatever.
I
So
see.
tensions are high. They've got one of their like children interrogated right now. Like he didn't see this, but one of their kids were being interrogated. So
Wait,
tension
who?
is high. Tieflings.
One of the tieflings' children was being interrogated.
That's why they were yelling at them. In the
So
beginning.
even more out.
So anyway, Fred's kind of right. So Fred goes up to these tieflings.
They don't sound like hippies anymore.
No,
They sound like
they just
Charles
worship
Manson.
nature, but not, they don't give a fuck about tieflings. So because they're not like from this plane of nature. But so Fred goes up to them, and one of them like fucking turns into a bear, and the one in the middle's like, "You can't pass, you fucking human," or whatever. And then this other one goes, "Yo, actually, these guys can pass. They like saved our butts over here." She's like, "All right, you can pass, but we're watching you." And
Okay.
Fred is just at his wits' end with these guys. Like they're just being so stuck up. And he just fucking shoves them. But then they get mad. All of them get mad, and all of the tieflings are like, "War is breaking out, and we're already pissed at these guys. Let's just kill them."
Wow. So, Freddie, you were actually the harbinger of their doom.
I was,
Mm-hmm.
and it, I mean, I'm not. I mean,
It-
yeah, it ends up being a lot. It ends up being sad. I wish I didn't do it.
Because we weren't able to fight off a greater evil with both the help of the tieflings.
Yeah,
and the
that
druids.
way. Like, that's what I was saying.
Wow.
Like, the
Goblins
final
wiped
battle
them.
was
The
meant to
goblins
be.
wiped them.
The goblins
Yeah.
wiped them out.
And
So
what-
you were the bane of multiple civilizations existence.
not
Yeah.
civilizations,
Right.
but like
Extinction.
yeah, they didn't go extinct. They're not
Right.
extinct, but like that camp and that cause, whatever they were fighting for,
Yeah.
they got fucked. Like that
Wow.
group is
Right.
fucked.
But
Wow.
then Fred kills a guy, an enemy, an ogre, and gets like a headband that gives you immediate 17 out of 20 intelligence, and he puts it on. And like an hour later, he's like, "Yo, were we supposed to kill those guys?"
Oh,
And
boy.
we were not supposed to kill
This
these
sounds
guys.
like an incredible
Okay,
game.
but
It's so fun.
yeah, it is so fun. But then, like there was this one girl, and she was these were the people. She was the leader of the goblins that were going to attack the druids and
Tara.
the druids that were no longer there. So it's just a couple of tieflings. We were gonna be helping them and the other bad guys, but we already talked to the bad guys. We were gonna let them in. So
Yeah.
we like went up to the tieflings and we said to them like, "Nah, like we're betraying you. Like we're killing you right now. Like
Yeah,
you guys
we gotta let these guys in. We're terribly outnumbered.
yeah."
We're on their side. We're picking the winning team.
Yeah, like we were. I'm not gonna lie.
And then
we,
the evil goblin leader fucked me.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we
What ended up
actually
happening
ended
there?
up making
Very-
the correct decision.
yeah, I actually fucked him.
Like a
Oh,
cutscene. Like
literally
you could
had
see,
sex.
You can see his balls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you a female character?
Nah,
No,
he's the,
I'm a
he's,
man.
She's
What?
the female.
She was like,
Oh, okay.
"I will reward you for joining our side by having sex with your horrible malnourished body." And I was like, sick. And then she tried to kill me, and then she ran away. And
She did try to kill you?
I like woke up and she was holding a knife.
Oh yeah, I
over
remember
me,
I-
that.
so-
So you had sex with the leader of the goblins,
Yes.
and then
she
she
wasn't
tried
a
to kill
goblin.
you and ran away.
She
Oh,
was-
okay,
she
okay.
Yeah,
was
she
a-
wasn't the
I
goblin.
wish you could fuck the goblins, but she was a blue elf lady.
Okay.
Yo, what are they called? I forget. What are they like
Drow.
worshiping? No, what are they worshiping?
The
now?
absolute.
Yeah, the absolute. That's
The
what it is.
absolute.
The absolute.
And get this, the absolute is just the thing in our heads.
The
What
brain?
what the worm that crawled their heads is connected to. That's how the
Wow.
absolute controls them.
Oh, I see. So everyone is infected by the worms?
So what happened is
Okay.
people infected by the worms would see another guy infected by the worms, and then their heads would hurt, and they'd get each other's memories, and they'd be like, "Holy shit, we're true souls. We're connected by the
Ah.
absolute."
I see. And it's like a parasite.
Right.
And
Normally, what it does is it just turns you into a squid man, and she can control you directly like that.
She. Who is she?
You don't know who
That's
she
just
is.
what I call the absolute.
Okay.
But another thing about it is,
Hive mind.
we could have killed that girl, and we've killed a couple other people, and they drop. Like,
The
you would
worm.
take the parasite from the head, and you can add it to you and become more powerful.
With the absolute power.
Yeah.
So they do pretty much confirm that there is some sort of deity behind it.
Definitely, it's real.
Okay.
Have you listened to Stranger Things?
Yes.
It's the mind flayer.
The thing with
Okay.
the tentacles coming out of its mouth.
That's what's technically controlling.
You know what a cuttlefish is?
Yes.
It looks like a cuttlefish head on a human body.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they suck your brains out.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of sort of like Half-Life, those little crab things.
Hey, yeah, like that, but they stand up.
Okay.
No, but the point of a little tadpole to crawl on your head, which makes all your skin fall off and you become one of them, is that's what it's supposed to do. But our guys, nothing's happening to them yet. All we're getting is like weird power. So we're trying to figure out what that's all about. Like, what's going on
We're
there?
the chosen ones.
Why are we turning into squids?
Interesting.
A vampire guy can walk in sunlight and enter houses uninvited. Why can he do that?
Yeah.
And you will eventually get a solution to this?
Hopefully.
Hopefully that's what we're hoping for. Tomorrow we're starting to play again.
That evil blue bitch is going to take us to the absolute.
Ah, so this is, ladies and gentlemen, get excited for that, for when
Yeah.
we get to hear about the absolute.
When Link and Unsold Bronson face the absolute.
Okay. Link, who is no longer has 8 intelligence, he's now actually above 20 somehow. He's at-
17.
You know what's
Oh,
odd?
wait, oh, I see.
17 intelligence.
So it doesn't add to it, it just
No.
replaces.
Correct.
Okay.
It
So
would
he's-
have actually
he's
made
at
my
17.
guy dumber. Because it would have brought it to 17 no matter what.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only 1 point, though. Would it made you look cooler?
It,
I wear
it fits
it.
better on him. It's like it's a circlet with a blue gem on it. It looks kind of
Okay.
Link-like.
All right.
But we're not the good guys.
I'm
Exactly.
starting to think I kind of want to get rid
You
of.
tried to be.
I kind of
but-
want to get rid of Astarion out of the party and put in the other
Astarion, the evil gay vampire.
Yeah, he's the
Okay.
vampire. And he wanted to fuck me at one point, but I rejected him.
Yeah, but that's pretty bizarre to be, playing a video game and then all of a sudden a gay vampire is trying to have sex with
He's
you.
like
He's
one
like
of
the
the main
first
guys.
guy you meet.
Yeah, he's one of the main party.
Well, I mean, since he is in contention for best voice actor, I suppose it makes
He's
sense.
hilarious.
Yeah. He's hilarious as well.
I think he's very funny.
I really have to see a playthrough. I know I have to get
You
familiar.
should join up in our. I wish you could join up in our play.
He just says this like real petty shit. Like once in a run, I tried to fuck him, and he was like, "It's not you, it's me. I have standards."
Wow.
And I was like, "Argh!"
And what was the problem? It was like your species or something?
He just didn't like me enough.
And like,
Wow.
yo, that's the
approval
thing.
wasn't
Yo,
high enough.
you can choose to do any of these options, but you can just kill him if you want.
Sure, you want to kill him? Kill him where in his sleep.
And you say
In
in
his
your
camp.
party?
Yeah.
What does that mean? So how many people can you have?
You can have
Four.
4, but you have a
Okay.
camp where they all go to.
So you can like
Ah.
exchange.
You're like, we want the 4 best guys. Well, me and Fred, it's 2 because we take up 2. So
Mhm.
we want the 2 best guys.
And that's why I kind of want to switch out Astarion and take his bow that he has, put it on Link because he
Mhm.
has some good range, and then put in Battleheart. What's her name?
Shadowheart?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shadowheart.
he's got the hots for Shadowheart. The evil,
Nah, I know, bro.
The
Just what's it
evil
called?
elf.
the evil elf Shadowheart, different evil elf.
But yo, you want to know?
No
crazy,
longer blue.
Yo,
Not
a
a blue
crazy,
elf, an evil white elf.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Oh.
game is weird.
a crazy
A lot of
thing
elves.
happened though.
There's so much lore involved in this game.
Yeah.
The craziest thing happened.
17 years worth.
When I was like talking to the Shadowheart, she was like she didn't fuck with us at all. She did not fuck with us at first. And I was talking to her and she was like, I ain't gonna tell you, and it was like a persuasion option. And I have a -1 persuasion, so if I roll
-1.
yeah,
Wow.
so if it's a 20-sided dice.
Link is really not a good character,
he's
huh?
not he has some very much flaws, but he's good in combat.
Okay.
But
He's good in combat.
But so I needed an 18 or higher, and you roll 20-sided dice, and I needed 18 or higher to fucking like have her like persuade her
Yeah.
or whatever. And I rolled
the
the
dice are
fucking
1 to 20.
yeah, and I had a -1. So if
Everything's
whatever you
-1.
have whatever you have like on the bottom, they'll go to the number. So you can have a bunch of pluses, so you just get easy things.
Yeah,
no matter
like he gets -2 on intelligence check because he's 8 out of 10.
what.
Okay.
But like if it's like a strength check or something, I'm like 19. I'm 20 out of 20. on
Yeah,
that.
he's wicked strong.
So I would fuck that shit up.
He
But
literally picks guys up and throws them off it. Like,
Damn.
But I rolled I broke through and I got some fucking dialogue, better dialogue with it because I fucking got that I got 19. I was like, let's go! But that
So
was the
now-
craziest roll.
You know the Tetris effect where you play too much Tetris and you see the way shapes fit together?
Yeah.
Now everything I do, I think of on like a 1 to 20 of how well it went. Like if I
Wow.
say something and everybody laughs, I'm like, hey, that's a 20. Or if
Yeah.
if I like stub my toe so hard it bleeds, that's a 1, baby.
That's a
I
lot.
think you should reconsider that because sometimes what you're saying is just a little bit ahead of the people you're around. You know, like
Yeah, but hey, in that situation, that would still not be a what's it called because that takes a whole part. All that takes like
Yeah,
probability
you just
of
gotta
what it
accept
is.
that you
The
keep
people
stepping
around you, that would have changed the number you need to reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I was naturally funny and I told a joke, then
To a
I
dumbass.
wish I would get like a bonus to it maybe for like a charisma check. Or if I was
Yes.
strong and I try to like lift up my son Nelson and throw him out the window, that's a strength check. Probably like a 10 strength check. That wouldn't be that hard.
But if there's like a bunch of like dumbasses in the
that
room
is-
and you're
to
funny,
a certain extent, yeah. But I mean, that's so scientific. You know, life is not simply just a set of
Dice.
observations. You know, it's more than that. It's an opportunity in and of itself. So
You're right.
it makes no sense to think about the things that you could not do whilst you have the capacity to do more.
Yeah, dude, I rolled a 20 when God made this beautiful earth. We all did.
yeah, we did. Everyone who
But and yes, I get that it
God is great.
reality doesn't work on a scale of like 1 to 20, but it is a lot of fun to think of it like that. Once you get in the habit of it, it's really hard to break. Just imagining that little thing spinning around and landing or something.
There was one
Yeah.
time when you had like a bunch of what was it? I forget what you were doing, but you had a bunch of like 3, 4, whatever it was. in a
Buff and
row.
still failed.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, dude, I had a thing where I was more than qualified to hit it. I had so many pluses to my roll, and I still didn't hit it.
Wow,
That's life.
that is life. Yeah.
That is life.
Sometimes you eat the bar. Sometimes the bar eats you.
So it doesn't matter how many stats you got. Sometimes you just don't hit it.
And a little bit of it too is just a little bit of humility. You know, like nobody's perfect. So eventually you're gonna trip up. The problem is some people will look at that as an opportunity to harden their heart and to say, well, I guess I'm done.
Yeah,
But failure is never the end, ladies and gentlemen.
it's only the beginning.
A great quote, one of the only good things Thomas Edison has ever done in his life is he said, try again, fail better.
Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't even him. That was Sam
Exactly
Beckett.
right.
So Thomas Edison, all you did was thieve from engineers.
Yeah, we don't fuck with Thomas Edison. On the
Phenomenal
podcast.
businessman, and you know, in that regard, you should be studied. But I do not venerate you in any way, shape, or form.
You ain't an inventor,
I
you a
like the
bitch.
quote. I like
In the wise words of Freddie, you are a bitch.
The master has failed more times than the novice has even tried.
Hmm.
That one has a Confucian vibe to it, so I like it.
Life in and of itself is just a series of experiments.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and so that's what I mean too. Like life is a video game, but
Life is like a video game.
you should not apply these game mechanics that you do not have to it.
No, but it is fun.
Well, you know,
It's irrational, but it's fun.
if you're enjoying it, then I certainly do not wish to impede upon that.
I guess you'd have to play it to understand it.
I definitely would. I've never played a game like that where I'd have to roll dice.
You get like the option between like something a smart guy would say, something that like a strong guy would say, and something like a sneaky asshole would say or whatever. And if you're Link, if you're Link, it'll say like you're gonna want to pick the strength option. You're good at that, but he can still pick the smart option if he really wants to,
And there's a chance too that
and he can hit it.
Successful.
Link
He
could
gets
just out of nowhere be like, most of all, the world's a place where parts of wholes are defined within an overarching paradigm of accuracy, clarity, the likes of which makes underlying context to all that happens around us, despite our collective tendency
Where you
not to
getting this
conceive
from?
of it as such.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, that's how I feel. Because then you'd be like, what the fuck, and then you just start rolling dumbass again. You'd be like, oh.
What just happened though? What did you just recite?
Yeah,
there?
where-
I don't worry about that.
What did you just recite?
I don't worry about that.
No, you're
Wow.
wrong. Fucking.
I mean, the audience, you're gonna get the transcription for that. Please.
You're gonna transcribe that?
No, it just
Put it
happens
in the
naturally with YouTube.
Ah.
Will they get it right though?
I hope so.
Can't trust robots. I'll do it for you.
go in there and manually edit it. That would take so long. I was thinking, actually, you know what I might start doing? I might put highlights in the video so that you can like go into the description and then click where I say that we're talking about something and then actually go to it.
That's a good ass fucking
Maybe we
thing.
get more views.
Would that count as
Longer
like?
views.
Would that count as like what was it called? Like interaction or whatever you want to call it? Would that count as that? So people just clicking on the bio
I believe. Wow.
or the description?
So interaction is just anyone going on the page.
Hmm.
So like technically we have like it says right now that like 107 people have interacted.
Share the link, spread the word.
With that being said, we only have 13 subscribers.
So
And we're 3 of them.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we have 10 subscribers.
What's up, guys?
We have 10 subscribers. Thank you to all of those who have subscribed.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
Thank you to we have consistent
A good
viewership.
amount is that. No,
Yeah,
my
dude.
brother subscribed, so that's one less.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that counts.
that
'cause
counts.
he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
one
that
of us.
counts.
Hey,
that
if you're not
counts.
on the show.
Yeah, that counts.
Thank you to the
Noah,
brother of
thanks,
Mr.
Noah. I mean,
Reg the
yeah.
Bear. Oh,
There's
you're throwing
Noah.
out his name, huh?
What's,
Thank you, Noah.
what if he's a guest one day? Who knows? If we become big
Maybe.
enough.
Yeah, we just have a special guest. That wasn't bad at all. So I don't know what
Yeah.
my concern was for all these years. Special guests out there, Mr. Dan McLaren. Peradventure, you'll be on Cave Convos.
Oh, really? I told Dan that we might do a different one.
Scrap that
Never
idea.
mind, you're gonna be on Cave
Yeah.
Convo.
I haven't. I'll figure it out.
But if it gets to be 5 people, that comes to be a bit.
Yes.
Wise,
Yes.
wise.
Yeah.
Five wise.
But I don't know. I mean, I mean, you got to think about it like this. We have been doing this for a long enough time as to where we actually do have some level of skill in it. You know, obviously we're still amateurs,
Yeah,
but
very much.
We're definitely getting into like the flow of it.
yes, we have the capacity to actually operate a podcast now.
Yeah.
Not a very, the quality isn't incredible.
But that's the thing
But-
is that where we're at in the podcast, there's no Patreon incentives. We're not going to make anybody moderators. All the people that are watching are just people who want to hear us, and those are the people I want to cultivate in our crew.
Yes, a nice.
Cultivating our party.
It's great. It's
Yes,
great
sir.
to start out.
They're
with
in
nice,
our corner.
Astarion's GTFO.
Sorry, Dan,
consistent, loyal fan base.
Yeah,
I truly do appreciate you. I mean, that's why I always say we hope you hear from us again, and we hope you hear from us soon, because truly, where would we be without
Without
the
you.
audience? I mean, if we got 0 views in the first video, I don't think I'd want to post anymore.
Yeah, 50 views is pretty decent. I mean, for
That's-
like where we
Yeah,
are.
for a
For-
start, yeah.
I mean,
It's only been downhill from there. But
we are only
We'll
on
get back.
YouTube. We haven't posted shorts or anything. So if we tried to market it, we would be in a pretty decent
Yeah, but
position.
you're trying
I
to
like
market
the
it, though.
honesty of our cast.
You're right.
I thought you were the marketing. Are you a literal business or marketing finance guy? Are you?
No, business management and finance.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned marketing. I know how to market it. I'll market it one day if it's
One
you know,
day.
if it-
If it's what? The marketing is
But
the
I'm
only
not
way it'll
even-
become whatever you're going to
Yeah,
say.
you're right.
I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because these are good
I know,
conversations
I
we don't
have
get to
to.
have anywhere else.
You know what? This summer I will market it
Word.
Word.
because I'll have so much time, and so I'll comb through all the videos.
Hopefully that means that next year we can have a time to fucking record if Jeff's not living on campus.
Ooh.
Well, even if I'm not living on campus, I mean,
You might have to stick around a
I'll
little bit.
stick around.
Ooh.
For the cast, for the
For
people,
one day,
for the
we're gonna-
culture.
For the culture.
With that, if we do that, we might have to like book a room for like 3 hours and bang out like 3 episodes of 1 week.
Mm,
So-
I don't
okay.
really want to do it over the phone.
Yeah, no.
that's,
God, I mean,
A lot of talking over each other.
you think the quality's bad now?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So.
I think the quality's bad now with Darian's laptop that's literally glitching here.
It's
Hey,
it's
it works.
glitching. It's making sounds.
If it's making sounds and it's showing you shit, then it works.
Yeah.
It's not-
You know what? When I upload the videos, there's no lines, and that's all that
Yeah,
matters.
true.
Yes, sir. Viewers at home, we're gonna edit some lines on this video for you
Yeah, maybe.
if you subscribe to our Patreon.
Yes. If you, I was gonna say Venmo, but I don't know if I want to give away my Venmo.
No.
What would they do?
Uh,
Besides give you money,
Provide you with-
request?
Those
$0.01
apps,
donation.
those apps get hacked all the time.
Yeah, fuck that then.
But I mean, me even having admitted that I have a Venmo is probably bad enough because I also have my full name out.
I don't have mine.
But
I don't have a Venmo or anything like that.
I have faith. I hope that the audience out there is not a bunch of thieving, conniving criminals. You know, I hope that you are well-hearted people. You are men and women of God, hopefully, or at least you've chosen to obey some deity, and you don't just.
This isn't
rules
real.
of paladins will swallow.
It's not related to anything at all, but earlier today, I asked Fred if he would eat a burger that gave him all my memories, and he was like, hell yeah. And then I showed him a YouTube video that I'd seen before, and he was like, hell no.
Why? What was the issue?
It was just like some creepy YouTube video I found, but I was like, that comes with all the evil.
There was also
knowledge,
some
too.
other shit you said about it.
I
You also
just-
said it was a straight up curse.
I'm just saying, if you got everything I know, you're getting everything I know.
You have to actually, yeah. You think about that. It's hard enough for us to manage our own lives, but now you're gonna have the thoughts.
Do I take all the
Of
information
two.
from you, or do I just gain you?
Everything that is ever.
But, like, let's think about it from your perspective. Like, are you just getting all your information ripped from you, or is it just being like shared with me?
It's a
They,
good question.
they synthesize your brain meats. He's consuming it like a zombie,
I've
and then
long,
he's
So you're
absorbing
dead?
all of
I
I've
it.
do
long
this?
been captured and cloned over and over again in burgers. I don't really exist in like society anymore. There's missing posters of me, but they know where I am.
And there, and people.
I'm in the factory, bro.
You're in the factory.
You're having
I don't. I would not
synthesized Jeff
take
Burgers.
that. I don't,
One time I went into Wendy's and behind the door, Lil Wayne was like cut in half, floating in a tube, and before an employee told me to leave.
At Wendy's.
And I'm just saying, like, they'd be doing that to me, for sure. I got some quality meat. Lady.
Single and ready to mingle.
I got
Jeff
some
Grizzly
quality meat lately.
Jeff Grizzly.
out of hibernation.
Sorry.
Wow. We've talked about a lot. It's very difficult for us to. We go all over the place, don't we?
We do go all over the
Realistically,
It's dynamic.
the descriptions I give for the videos are pretty.
place. What do you even give for this?
I only named 3 topics we go over, and we go over a lot. So
What are you gonna say for this one?
You could market it like somehow we get from this conversation topic to this conversation topic, and then we tie it back. Because we always tie it back.
yeah, there's always an over-looming theme.
Mm.
You just have to be wise enough to find it, I suppose.
Will you put the
Remember
worm
we
in
gonna
your?
do that? We were gonna say the theme.
Would you put the worm
Remember
in your
that? I
head?
think they're in the
Nah.
episode. Like we
Yeah.
talked about
The
that.
theme
at first.
comes after. The theme's got to be
Yeah,
retrospective.
I mean, we're not putting. It's like when we are like we are the worst artists of all time because we make work that is unfinished and we leave it up for other people to interpret, and then that
Isn't that
completes
all
it.
art?
art is meant to be interesting.
Yeah, isn't that what art's meant to be?
Wow, not all the time. See, there are a lot of movies like Shutter's Island, for instance, where it's very obvious what the direction of that film is meant to be, and you can interpret it differently, but it would just be wrong.
Hey, 3,000 years later, we're still interpreting the Bible, greatest book of all time. R.I.P. Big Jay-Z.
Yes, the Bible.
Preach the big man.
The Bible. The Bible is a very interesting thing.
Pretty good.
So many pages to it. So many books. So many volumes.
It's not always good. Leviticus was pretty, not good.
I've
No,
only
that's
I've
single.
only made it to Exodus.
Mm.
I've read all of Genesis. I'm in the middle of Exodus, and I'm trying to complete the whose variation is it?
King James.
I believe it is King James.
That's what I'm reading.
You
It's a
read
big
the
old
Bible?
book.
Yes.
It's a big old book.
You read the Bible?
Yes.
It's fun. It's actually kind of cool because it's like, there's like a snake that lies to these two like bozos and they get tricked.
The
by it.
original bozos at that.
The original bozos, which means that every
Who are the
descendant,
original
Adam and
Moses?
Eve.
Adam and Eve, and
Oh.
every human after has since just been a bozo, and the whole point is that we're trying to get back to the way it was before.
We are misguided.
Now that we can realize, we got the power to realize we're bozos, and now we're cursed by it forever.
It's not a curse. It's an opportunity to prove ourselves.
I thought God said we were cursed.
He said that we were wicked, but you know what else he said?
Hmm.
He said that he loved the Israelites, and he protected them with all of his might against the Egyptians, against the Pharaoh, and against the plights that they suffered whilst walking throughout the desert. So, I mean, life is a very interesting and complicated thing.
God is real.
And I cannot possibly try to tell you that I know the story of life,
No.
but regardless, I can tell you with quite a bit of conviction that it is unfurling by the hands of someone who is mighty, by the hands of someone who cares about you, by the hands of someone who is super unum omnia, the one above all.
Mm-hmm.
The one above all.
Because we don't know how eyes evolved. Maybe we will like 10 years from this episode, but right now we don't know where our eyes came from.
Right.
And once we figure out where our eyes came from, there's going to be 1,000 other things we got to figure
That's
out.
so strange that,
Because it's like the more you know, you don't know.
we have the science of how the eye works. I suppose it may be theoretical.
We understand it now, kind of.
Yeah, but we don't know where it came from.
No. And how we have like a huge ball of infinite energy that is just far away up from us.
Well, no,
enough.
that's not that crazy.
The sun.
Because that's the only reason that this is the reason, like the reason that this planet formed life is because of that.
Part of it, sure, but we also have water. We have
Yeah,
carbon-based
exactly.
life forms. Where'd all that shit come from, bro?
Freddie, yeah, do you not believe that? I mean, you look out through the
Nah,
entire
but like that's the
observable
reason that
universe.
like no other planets have life.
Two
Like,
rocks.
that's part of the reason.
Every
Seven
single
miles.
galaxy has stars within it.
Yeah, all those stars are suns.
And like that's what it's so like that's what it's in. Like we are like in every single one of those galaxies. Well, we don't know.
There's
we don't
statistically,
know.
there's got to be something, right?
Yeah, but like in every single one of those galaxies, like they have to meet the same requirements that our planet does.
Well, we've done.
There probably is
here's
planets
the
out
thing.
there that does that.
So what we've done scientifically is we have looked for planets that would allow for the habitation of carbon-based life forms for us,
That's a good.
and
start.
that's the Goldilocks. But there could be other species derived from different elements.
Yeah.
Watch
So
it.
we don't even know
It's-
element 115, bro. We don't know what that element is.
For instance, silicone, for some reason, is a very people like love the idea that there's a species made of silicone.
I do too.
Is it silicone or is it? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
What is that? What are the what's it called?
The what?
The aliens in Baldur's Gate, the UI.
Get the Yankee. They're green.
The Yankees.
They're carbon-based, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know the
Is there any
elemental.
you think there's any non-carbon based?
There are like rock people, like rock elementals. Baldur's Gate has like entire planes of pure element that like that's where all the other elements come from.
That's very similar to Adventure
Well, like-
Time.
Like the very bottom of hell is just the land of fire.
Hmm.
Where
Oh, I see.
It
beings
is?
of pure fire just walk on. Yeah,
You know, do we see this?
it's like the sun to us, but
Do we see this in Baldur's Gate?
no, it's beyond us. It's like in planes we can't even understand.
That's so cool.
Unless we could send there.
It's very similar to Skyrim too. I love the lore of Skyrim. It's so incredible.
I don't know much about it.
Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize for that
Someone took out the trash.
interrupting. Yeah, we were just having the trash was in this room taken care of.
And to
Thank you
whoever just
to
did that,
the
thank you. Yeah,
janitorial
thank you for doing that.
staff. Thank you to President Clark for enabling the school to actually maintain.
A level of quality.
There was nothing in that trash can, I don't think. But
There's
I'm-
something on the floor. I threw something over there and I missed. Did you even?
We'll get it. We'll get it
Um,
after the cast.
that's all right.
People
We'll put it in there for
I
you.
was gonna
Thank you.
grab when I left, but now.
Thank you for grabbing the trash. So that's what that long pause was. I'm not editing that out either because that's
life.
that is Cave Convos.
We rolled a 1 on not getting interrupted.
Yeah, we failed that one. We failed that dice roll.
All I know is I rolled 20 on perception check though. I saw
You
that.
knew
What's
she
it
was
called?
coming.
I saw her fucking walk that way, and I was like, "What the fuck is she doing?" And then all of a sudden, she starts turning the keys.
But yeah, I heard the keys and I was like, no,
I
don't even
thought
tell
that
me.
was it. But we have another half hour, boys.
We have another half hour. We've been recording for an hour. So this is flown by. Wow.
Good
Yeah.
cast, boys.
That's flown.
Would we like to continue?
Yes.
Yeah, let's continue for a little bit.
A little bit.
We started late. Let's keep going.
Maybe accelerate.
3 minutes till 6:30. Wow. We've started talking about spirituality, religion, theology.
Yeah, I hate to ask for your water, but I whipped the next one.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can have it actually.
Just going through 3 waters.
We talked about
I'm
Baldur's
so
Gate.
dehydrated.
I'm actually excited to hear about this absolute.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to know
I'm
more about
excited
this.
to play and figure this shit out. We're going into Act 2 right now.
You know that a game is good when just
But-
simply describing the game. All we've done is talk about the game, and I'm enthralled by it. It's extraordinary. It's like a movie or something.
So yeah, so fun.
I think a thrall is what they call people who are infected.
Wow,
Yo,
how fitting.
are we in Act 2 or are we still like?
No, we're at the end of Act 1.
Because like, is there gonna be like a clear cut?
How many
Yeah.
acts? Is
It's
it
3 acts, and
Makes
and
sense.
one's the longest.
3 is the
kinda.
longest.
Oh.
2 is the shortest.
Let's get through 2. Let's fucking start. Let's get. Nah, we gotta get leveled. We're pretty under leveled. I think that's why we're.
No, level 5 is the recommended level to get to Act 2.
Let's get level 6.
We gotta get to level 6, and then we gotta go to the Underdark, because it's not enough to have an overworld. There's an underworld being able to.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
how much depth is there to this game then?
75 to 100 hours on the average campaign.
but there's one bullshit thing that happened to us, and this is probably because of our bullshit.
Or the nature of Lego.
Yeah, the nature of fucking. In my opinion, I think it's a bullshit ass thing, but this is why we need to get to level 6 to go back down to the under fucking grove, whatever the fuck they call it. Because it's this one guy.
He wants revenge so bad.
Yeah, I want to kill this guy, but
What did this guy do to you?
we blow up these rock things, and
There's a cave in, and a guy is trapped, an absolute.
Yeah,
Or a
that-
true soul.
yeah, one that has the fucking thing in the head. And
Correct.
so we're gonna save him, and we do save him. We blow him out of there, and he's in there just fucking killing the guys in there.
He kills the gnomes. He kills the slaves. Because in the deep underground, there are big bully short humans and little skinny scared short humans. And the big bully humans make the other skinny humans break rocks.
I see.
So he's in there killing the skinny short humans or whatever.
Yeah, he gets rid of all the gnomes.
Yeah, and we talking to
Are
him.
these the slaves?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the gnomes are the slaves.
Why'd you kill the slaves?
we didn't.
No, he did. The guy
He did.
who got out of the cave in, he was another blue guy, like that evil lady
Ah,
with the goblin.
These
Yeah.
these blue
The
leaves.
blue guys are the worst.
So-
But this guy's name is Nier, and he's a total H word.
in this
And
cutscene, he's just killing everyone, and then he says to us like, "Oh, you're a true soul too, whatever. Like, fucking do it. Like, do what the absolute says and kill these people."
Kill the bully race.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and so we went through this many times. We saved and loaded it up many times.
With save scummers.
The first thing fucking
I do that too.
at first
Everyone does.
you kind of have to.
There are 2 kinds of Baldur's Gate players. There are save scummers and people who lie about it.
Ah, I see.
Bad,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, it's just I feel like having control over the gameplay is not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's what you want it to be. That's what the whole thing. That's what the thing's about.
'Cause some things are, like, even when we did try to side with the tieflings when the goblins attacked, and we were just outnumbered. There was like 2 tieflings, 4 of us, and 300 goblins. So we couldn't fight back.
Yeah, it was.
And when we were fighting this Nier
Destitute.
guy,
The new blue guy, Nier.
the one that we saved from the rocks, we first joined him and we were gonna kill. And we were like, oh, we have to fight all these guys, all the fucking little race guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then
The bullies.
like, we couldn't do it. We were like, oh, we can't do this. Let's just kill the fucking, reload it and kill the other guy. And when you reload it, the other guy tells you to kill the bully gnomes.
And Link says,
And
no,
you-
I'm a hero.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna. Like, I was like, all right, we're not gonna do this now. I was like, fuck you, we're not doing it.
Mhm.
And then he gets all those guys to turn on you. So no matter what, you just fight everyone.
Yeah.
So he kills all the slaves, and then he forces all the slave masters to fight you.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
stupid. No matter what, you have to fight
Unless
everyone.
you try to side with him, but then he's just going to try to kill all the gnomes. And there's a million gnomes. They're not gnomes, they're dwarves. Excuse me, that was racist.
Can you join him into your party? This near fella.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
A lot of those guys you can, but I don't know.
Hmm.
If you kill him, you get another worm.
I don't want him in my party. He's an asshole. He's like an arrogant prince type.
Hmm.
I don't like that.
I see. Maybe.
Minthara, the arrogant princess, I'll take her. But the arrogant prince, get him out of here.
Let's kill them both. I want them both dead. Mac too, if it's possible.
That's
true. I
that is
agree.
your goal. You want near dead.
I want everyone dead.
Wow.
That's
You-
practically what it's come down to.
You-
We're just getting so much XP, and at this point, we're just
Okay.
grinding. We're evil.
We
Okay.
like, yeah, we like. I didn't
You're
want. I
maxing
didn't.
out the characters.
I didn't know how
Okay.
the druids were kind of like the good guys.
Hmm.
So now that we killed the good guys,
Or the
You've
bad
given
guys.
I don't want to be the bad guys. So I'm just gonna kill the bad guys and fucking I'll kill the good guys too, I guess.
If we have to. We're the neutral guys.
Yeah, we're the neutral guys.
Is it possible for you to kill all the bad guys and you kill all the good guys?
We're on the same team.
But we can do that as a team. Kill everyone.
We're awful. We're awful neutral.
You're
I
not
feel
even a
like it gets
neutral.
above it.
You are just actually hostile to them both.
We do whatever. Anybody who like says like ticks us off, we kill.
Wow.
Just like when that
Yeah.
bitch was giving me backlip and I pushed her and started the war of fucking druids and tieflings.
The tieflings didn't deserve it. That felt really bad.
To be fair though, to
Yeah, I know. We
wage
really
war
backstabbed them hard.
Maybe we had no choice.
Yeah.
over a shove, maybe a little ridiculous.
They're uptight. But tensions are already high.
Yeah.
Nah, but like it wasn't. They didn't wage war over shove though because
'Cause here's the thing,
they were
though.
trying to take me to prison,
Those
and
guys,
I was like,
those guys that were yelling at him were guarding the people behind them who were going, "We love you, tree god. We put our energy in you," and that's like super important to their people. I guess
Okay.
that's like the communion or whatever. So those guys were helpless to like attack back if they were attacked.
I see. It was a matter of desperation
It's
almost.
just a bad situation.
and it didn't have to escalate really. I mean, like they were trying to take me to prison, and I tried to bribe them, right? And then it was like, oh, the narrator was like, this is a good guy or whatever. He doesn't take bribes. And I was like, man, fuck this guy. So then it's like started a combat.
The
fucking-
narrator?
Yeah, it's a narrator.
Yeah, the one time we don't reload the save.
And is the narrator the one that tells you, like, you should probably pick this?
No.
Yeah, the narrator is the one that's like you talk to someone and it goes, he looks at you with
Yeah.
a
Oh, okay.
tempestuous glow.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, and the narrator said to me, he's one to not take bribes or whatever. And I was like, fuck. And then we started getting a combat. And then all of a sudden, Jeff's in a combat on the other side of the fucking town. And me and him are on opposite towns.
There's more
And there's
druids.
fighting in between us. And we're just trying to pick off them.
All the druids that went to
Wow.
the tiefling setup to buy apples and shit are now like, I guess we're fighting. This is war.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, and just everyone who was, you're like tornadoes, you know, anyone gets caught in your path. It's
It's
just,
just, you see, it's got something about, and I guess this is true for people too, they just defaulted to us and them.
yeah.
Side with the guys you got,
Tribalistic.
attack the guys who who look like enemies.
Hmm.
Very sad. Very Rwandan.
Rwanda.
And like after we did that, I was still like, so
rest
do we
in
go
peace.
talk to that guy now?
Rest in peace to all of those people.
Yes, to all
We
of
wish
those
them well.
impacted by the Rwandan genocide. They called someone cockroaches. Which people were the cockroaches?
One of them was like Muslim and like not even that. One of them had like went by this social class and one of them went by the other, and that was it.
I want to say something another. I just realized what Baldur's Gate. Another thing that happened in we had two quests. One of them we had for a while was save those refugees, and then later on it came around where we had a second quest from that blue lady,
Destroy
and it was
the
to kill.
refugees.
It was to kill off all the refugees, and I forgot about
Destroy
that.
the refugees.
Yeah.
You get a choice.
Shit,
You
dude.
always get a choice.
We
You
could have
can-
saved them beforehand, even. Like, I didn't even think about that.
Well-
we had that quest for so long, and then like later on, they just get weak.
No, hold on though. When we tell them that the army is coming, their response is, "We have to be brave." So it's like you
They're
got
asking for it.
hubris, and we're like, "Dude, it's an entire army. There's a blue lady. You're not gonna
Yeah.
win." And they're like, "Ah, there's three of us. We can do it."
And then we stand, and
What-
they just, and then we just
What
start
gives them
opening
so
the
much
gate.
conviction?
Tiefling pride,
Tiefling pride.
and probably just not knowing what you're fucking up against.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hubris. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, they fucked us up.
Why were the goblins doing that though?
Because Goblin, they were listening to the blue lady, and the blue lady,
Listen to the absolute.
kinda, she's also just like racist.
Oh.
I think the absolute says something about like, I don't know, purge those who are not mine, or maybe she just said that to justify her own awfulness. But
Yeah.
shit, she tried to kill me. After.
It's like you guys have lived an entire lifetime.
We have.
It's
we were
such a
living
good
that
game.
life.
Such a good
It
deal.
reminds me a lot of the consumption of psilocybin. You know, it's like it's like a vacation.
Yeah, dude. You don't need drugs to have a good time. You just need 100 gigabytes and a dream.
I believe we did also discuss this too. There's people are addicted to video games, especially in
Yeah.
Asia.
I mean, when it's all we talk about. We're addicted.
I guess so. Yeah, it is all I've talked about it a lot.
I don't know.
And we did talk about it a lot.
I think you
yeah.
guys are looking at it the wrong way. You guys don't seem to use it as an escape so much as it is a form of solace. Because it's not like you go to school and you're happy at school.
Mm.
Like you never wanted to be in academia. That was never an aspiration for you per se.
For that.
So you're
Yeah.
trying to do something you want to do.
In my free time,
There's nothing wrong with that. It's not an addiction. It's
recreation.
yes.
To have it.
It's just fun.
A hobby, I meant.
Ladies and
hobby,
gentlemen, it's just
hobby.
fun.
Wow, I really can't believe it. What do you think inspired the architecture for this place?
You mean the prison
Brutalism.
cell we're in?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
this is
like a
jail.
concentration
Well,
camp or something.
you can't see it on that, but most of the walls are stone.
It's
It probably keeps some of it in.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks barbaric.
I kind of like it.
You know what it feels like? It feels like we are like on a CIA operation, and we have to like go into some secluded area to get a briefing for our mission. Um, it's not really comforting.
It's not at all.
I can't imagine anyone will want to come here to study.
Mm-mm.
And yet here we are, huh?
I don't know. I'm down for some brutalism. I played this game called Babdi, and Babdi is a good game. It's a game where every building looks like it was just carved out of a rock, like Russians still live in.
Ah.
And everybody, the only goal of the game, they're just like, dude, find a ticket, get on the train, and get the fuck out of Babdi because this place sucks.
Okay.
There's no like side quests or goals. It's
Just
totally
leave.
up to you. You
Oh, I
you look
see.
around.
You don't even have to leave.
They don't even give you a waypoint. You gotta like read the signs.
Okay.
And it's free. Free game. Free game. Cavers at home.
I was
Give it
gonna
a
say,
shot.
what
Is it on
this?
Steam?
Mm-hmm.
Give it a shot on Steam if you got that
Babdi.
ratio.
Babbdi.
Babbdi. Babdi.
Love you, Babdi.
Long live Babdi.
Long live the condos.
I love you.
Cave Convos.
Along with Cave Convos.
Freddie, it really is extraordinary, isn't it? How we go from sitting in high school.
Yeah, but that's like a fake morning talk show.
Yeah, Slater turned Mallard, and now it's become a reality.
I wonder what made it work.
A devotion.
We eventually put enough attention into it for it to
20
have the
roll.
capacity to exist.
Because every podcast I've tried to do has not gotten anywhere. Every podcast you've tried to do fell apart. But now,
Yeah.
Cave Convos just work. This dynamic just works.
I mean, it is extraordinary, isn't it?
Mm.
It really is. It came about so randomly, it feels like, and yet the fluidity that we found is hitherto unimaginable.
I can remember the first time we recorded. That episode is not here though. The first time we recorded, it's not with these people.
It was with Haircut Luke.
No, it wasn't with us.
Oh.
When
Dude,
we were-
I might have the audio file for it. I do have the audio
yeah,
file.
but it's not out.
I could post that.
I was originally a guest
You were.
in the very first episode.
Yes, and then you became a staple.
I enjoyed it.
You were a guest in the first episode we did, and then that's the episode 2 though. And then we recorded a pilot,
Yeah.
and then that But there's still an episode that's lost, and like I remember that.
Yeah. We're just on. We're the show now, boys.
Yeah, we are. We are the show. These are the combos that you'll always be getting.
It kind of looks like a cave.
It does. This
does.
does look like a fucking
This is
cave.
cave like. Just turn the lights off.
You want to give it a shot?
Cave Convos, the dark episode 2.
Let's see. Let's see how dark this room gets.
The second dark episode.
Wow, that is pretty dark.
Damn.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't care. We're gonna stay in the dark because we are the Cave Convos. We are the bears.
Mm. It kind of gives you that primal like edge in your brain. It makes you afraid, and when you're afraid, you talk more.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Nah, I don't know.
I used to be as a wee lad. I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I used to also be very afraid of heights and dogs.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn, huh? You live and you learn. I was willing to experience such things that I was afraid of.
When I was a kid, I was so easily scared. I was such a little shitbird that I was always afraid of like horror stuff in general, and I kind of got addicted to like that feeling. So I pursued like horror all throughout my childhood, and now I'm at a point
You're
where
desensitized.
I just wish it like phased me like it used to.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But what I recommend is if you watch like the classics of all like the horror films, like the original Nightmare on Elm Street, it's not scary per se, but there's so much about it that you can just appreciate as a horror film.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why that's why I think horror is better as almost like a subgenre.
Yeah.
It should be art, some kind of art first that just happens to be scary.
Like thrillers work really well. Like Silence of the Lambs. That's an incredible movie.
Uzumaki's the greatest piece of horror fiction, if I may say so myself, written by a Japanese man named Junji Ito. And it's about a town that, like, this guy just becomes obsessed with spirals, the shape of spirals or whatever, to the point where he's collecting seashells and anything
With the
that
Fibonacci
has like, a
sequence?
spiral on it. Yeah. And then one day, they find the guy inside of a wooden tub just completely crushed into a spiral, like his tongue going around his back.
Wow.
And they burn the body, and the smoke comes out like spiraling with his face in it. And all of a sudden, like the town just goes crazy. Like people's hairs just start like spiraling out of control and like strangling them.
Wow.
People like their faces cave into like a spiral that just sucks their whole bodies into it. Some guy turns into a snail, and it's just. But the thing is that nobody knows what's causing it. This town is absolutely helpless to do anything to stop it. There's no villain. All they can do is just watch.
And so, there's pictures with it?
Yes, and they're very gross.
Yeah, but I have to see these.
You want to see some? Oh, Junji Ito's art style is so good.
And have you ever seen Parasite?
The Korean film?
Yes.
That was a good one.
My family hated it so much that they actually turned off the film while we were watching it. But I didn't mind it.
It was great.
They didn't like reading the subtitles.
Americans.
Look, we do might need to wrap this up soon. I just gotta say, I am scheduled for dinner soon.
Of course, we are at your leisure, sir.
Oh, that's cool.
I see.
Yeah. He like knows that's the guy in the tub. You can put these pictures up. He just knows exactly where to put the detail.
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of their faces are so kind of smooth, but the creepy shit is so much detail.
Yeah, they say what horror is it's when you base something on reality and then you contort it just enough as to where it's recognizable, but it's not familiar.
Uncanny.
Yes. And that is almost an exemplification of that, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. It's very uncanny. And it's not like cosmic horror because there's no villain. And honestly, the main characters, I don't even remember their names. They don't even have personalities. All they are just ordinary people that you're experiencing this spectacle through.
Yes, it's like H.P. Lovecraft.
You're not even like rooting. You're not even like, look out, you're gonna get spiraled. You're just like watching in dread as to what could possibly happen next.
Fuck that.
That is truly a dreary thought.
Oh yeah.
Just that ain't my type of.
You can find it for like free online if you want to read it.
I please send it into the group chat, the name of it. And
I would love to talk about Junji Ito.
Definitely take a peek at that.
His most popular work is so weird because it's another one without a villain. A lot of his best works don't have villains. Where the earth, like there's an earthquake and the cliffs shift in half. The cliff is sheared in half, and in it is millions of human silhouettes in it, and everybody's just like standing around this fucking phenomenon. They're like, why are there holes in this mountain? Like, this is totally meaningless. Like, until one guy just starts breaking out into a sweat like I did a minute ago. Like, they're just staring down this hole, and he's like, what's your problem, dude? And he's like, this is my hole.
This is
he's
my
like, what
hole.
the fuck are you talking about? He's like, no, dude, this is my hole. I swear to God. And it's like, this looks just like all the other holes. But as they're trying to like convince him not to, he just stands perfectly in the silhouette, and then he just slides forward into the darkness.
Wow.
Yeah. And like he camps out with this, like the main character camps out with this girl, and she's like biting her nails and shit. And he's like, "You alright, girl?" And she's like, "No, dude, I found my hole." And he's like, "Who gives a shit?" Like, I gotta crawl into it. I gotta see what's in there. I gotta know what's in my hole. And she goes into it. She slides into it and vanishes.
And then never to be seen again.
Not quite. Because then the last guy, the main character, finds his hole, and he goes into it. And he just like slides forward for like half an hour, and then all of a sudden he feels a weird like pressure in his limbs and his neck because the shape of the cave is changing very, very incrementally. And he just comes out the other side, like 10 feet tall, absolutely mangled corpse of a man, just out the other end of it.
Is he dead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Presumably, all you get is that last shot of him, like all stretched out and fucked up, sliding out of the hole. And
Interesting.
The only villain is
The hole?
No, it's their aspiration to go into the hole.
compulsion,
Yeah.
that desire. And I think that kind of rings true to like human nature or whatever, because like we do stuff that's terrible for us just because we like it, because we feel like we have to. That's what I think it's about. Maybe about conformity and how it can damage you. This is what he looks like coming through it.
Fucks him up.
Fucks him up good.
Good God.
I don't know if the dur is the sound of him sliding or what noise he's making. He might still be alive, he might not, you never know.
Yeah, it's like his skull getting smashed together. You can hardly formulate sentences.
And all because he found his hole. It just
Yeah,
had to
I
go
think that is a
through.
great way to end it on that
It had
note.
to go through his hole. So
I think a better way to end it is by, on a higher note.
hmm.
What do you think that meant?
Cave Convos, if you ever feel like you're being forced into some kind of hole and you do it just because it feels like it's right for you, remember that you could be getting stretched out the other end.
And also remember to don't do that. Don't conform to the fucking hole. Do what you want to
And like and subscribe because we told you to.
do.
Stray not towards the dark,
Or to the light as we sit in the dark.
but rather to the light.
Forge your own hole.
For Jesus loves you, and God is great.
Because that hole that's made for you don't know what's on the other side of it. Because
We'll
you didn't
never
make
know.
that shit.
And
You don't
whoever
wanna
made
know.
that hole does not care about you, evidently. So why would you give them your attention?
I don't know. Nobody even made that hole, or did they? It's just why would it be shaped like people? Isn't it such a weird
It
story?
wasn't shaped like people.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It
Well, that's the
wasn't shaped
point
like
of it,
people,
though. Like,
I know it's
People-
haunting.
people get so awestruck by oftentimes temptation. Like, ooh, this feels good. Let me do it again.
Mm.
And then they get into the cycle, and it's that cycle that kills them.
Yeah, that's good horror. It's that
Yes.
that compulsion. They just kill themselves.
A hint of realism. A piece of horror too is like, you don't want them to go into the house, but they go in, and then the killer's in there.
They always go into the house.
Stupid ass people.
It's like you fuck around and you find out.
Yeah, dude, don't go in the hole.
If you do not wish to find out anything bad, then do not fuck around anything
And if
bad.
you don't wish to find out anything bad, then come around for next week's episode.
Yes.
It'll be a good one.
Ladies,
We'll put you through the right hole.
ladies, yeah, you won't be coming out of this hole distorted. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Cave Convos. I am one of your co-hosts, Dare Bear, joined by
Jeff Grizzly.
And Freddie.
Yo.
I thank you wholeheartedly for
Whole.
listening as always.
Wholeheartedly.
We will be back again. We hope you hear from us soon.
Bye
See you
bye.
later.
Goodbye.